correct. They're playing incredibly well today. There's no mistaking that. But at the same time, Guild has also been looking impressive this series. And despite the history definitely favoring Vitality throughout the winter split, these two teams play incredibly close matches. So it is not all doom and gloom for Guild here.
Well, we've got Guild in the blue, Vitality in the orange, a best of 7 to stay alive in the tournament and face off against Dignitas for the chance to play BDS in the grand finals. Though with this pass down, double commit in goal, but Nolly not gonna be able to turn around on that one, and Devo nowhere to be found. He'll come in late, but I guess he's set up off the wall. Now here's K-Dop. Over the side, a pinch, sends it far edge of the field. Nolly to try and catch and give it to a teammate in the mid. Nothing's there. Ball now lofted high. Nobody up for it, though. Finally going to attack. Sends it to the goal. Fairy Peak with a stop, and Alpha with the carry. Alpha out of boost here, but wins the 50-50. And it kind of breaks up the next one. K-Dop will get the pass outwards. Alpha will pick up midfield boost, and they'll look to advance on offense.
Guild really dead set on trying to just keep that ball in that orange half as long as possible. I think that's actually a pretty good strat. It's worth going for the half rotations if you just keep Vitality off the ball and out of your blue half. It's a lot harder to score that way. I don't think it's that bad a strat. It's all about that decision making from the man they leave back and whether you can buy some time.
Alpha takes over for K-Dop. Off the ceiling, dive bombing this one. Though we'll get the save, but Alpha causing chaos. The ball goes on to Nolly's hood, and now the flick over K-Dop to the goal. Fairy Peak makes the save, diving back on the defense. Devo will keep the pressure on, but Fairy Peak able to pass it down to Alpha. Now the ball at midfield. Alpha wins the challenge against Though and advances to the corner. Nolly with the midfield touch. Now Alpha back in front of the box. Nobody there to make the shot. Great pass, though.
Yeah, he pulled off. I think Fairy Peak might have been threatened by a bump, so he turned away because that looked like a pretty quality setup from the Vitality side. That one's hovering dangerously by the net, though, and Devo going to combine. Nolly going to come in and make sure he gets out to safety, and Vitality pushed away one more time.
K-Dop takes his time, advancing on the clear. The ball will make it back into the orange, but 3 touches later, we're back onto the blue wall. Nolly trying to trap it there. He's struggling to really gain full control of this, but he gets it over the first shooter. Now Alpha advancing from midfield into the corner. K-Dop all the way in the back. Devo with a miss, though. K-Dop will try to collapse on this one. Gets it to the wall, but Nolly read it. Off the ceiling. Ceiling shot here over the top of one. Looks for the double tap it in. Nolly with style opens up the first game.
Ding, ding, ding. Count this one for Nolly. This is quality. Read the read and perfect dismount from the ceiling. Timed it well on the flip reset. Waited to see when anyone from Vitality was coming to challenge him. As soon as he knew that he had him beat, went towards the net, and perfect execution from Nolly.
Devo now trying to extend his team's lead. K-Dop in front. Fairy Peak's there. He'll get it to the corner. Out of boost. Won't be able to touch the second one. And then Alpha not actually going to make contact with the ball. Though blasted from midfield. Alpha misses, and those follow-up is off the post. Nolly crashes in, but goes true. K-Dop's going to try and reach for this, and though can't quite beat K-Dop to the ball. So the goal game will stay at 1-0, but that shot so well placed, defended by Alpha off the woodwork. Right now, Vitality hanging on defense, but just by a thread.
And really looking for Vitality's, real strong clear game off the walls to start paying a little more dividends for them. That's an area that they're generally incredibly consistent in terms of generating the ability to clear the ball and release pressure off of them. So they can start nailing that one. Nolly somehow pinches one and gets the save again. He pulled off a double save yesterday, and he makes another one here. Oh my God.
Another counterattack. Devo flicks to the far corner. It's a bit high there, but no, I thought he had made a mistake in goal. And then he recovers with 2 saves and keep themselves perfect on defense for now. 1:20 left on the clock, and Guild in control of game 1.
Oh, man. I mean, Devo had a great defensive game yesterday. Nolly continues to just pull ridiculous shots off the goal line. It feels Guild's clicking.
The defense hot. And with the stylish ceiling shot double tap from Nolly earlier, they've got the lead. Into the final minute of game 1. Nolly off the wall, gonna try and chase this one, but loses the altitude. K-Dop and Alpha now with the counter. Fairy Peak in the midfield, waiting for the pass, but Devo breaks it up in the corner. and counters it the entire length of the field. Here's Fairy Peak, pinches in front. Noli's got the read and places it perfectly. Upper 90, 2-0 Guild.
You could feel this one coming. It just took that perfect skip off of this challenge from Fairy Peak and Devo, and K-Dot could see it coming. He knew he was going to have to make a tough save, and he actually jumped it pretty well. He gave himself a decent look at it, but placed two perfectly. Top right corner, right where Grandma keeps the cookies.
I'm still impressed at Noli's read on that. Reading a pinch is difficult, but especially when it's coming straight at you, you get less kind of vector information when the ball's coming directly at you. And he's able to still place that just out of the three-time world champ's reach. K-Dot not able to get there, and Vitality yet to score here in game number 1. 17 seconds left, and things looking very much like it's a Guild ball game, but K-Dot's gonna try. No, Devo breaks it up in the midfield, and Fairy Peak has to dump it to his own corner. Up high, Alpha gets it past 1 and past 2. If he can score here, it'll give them an opportunity, but there is no touch.
Oh, yeah.
The clock will hit 0.
No!
And K-Dot will just barely miss of the net. Regardless of whether it goes in, it will not there. Guild take game number 1.
A real nice game 1 from Guild. A lot of great pressure, very aggressive. Whenever they got that ball over in the Vitality half, they were willing to half commit, just try and jam the ball somewhere in the corner up against a wall, make it as tough as possible for Vitality to have any breathing room, and that's going to serve them well. But that's a real double-edged sword at the same time. If you make the wrong decision or you get beat on a challenge, you're going to be in a lot of trouble real quick, and Vitality is a team that will absolutely make you pay if you give them anything.
Yeah, no, here, I mean, Guild put up double the shots, 9-4 against Vitality here, and generally a strong midfield game, but Guild, so much pressure, and multiple times we saw Vitality just barely hanging on, just ever so slightly able to get the ball out of the net, and 2 times unaccounted for there, both excellent shots. Noli's able to give his team the lead, and they'll take game 1.
And like we said, I think really Vitality, whenever they have a chance to get those strong clears off the walls, even if they can't win those challenges, if there's even a little bit of space, all they got to do is just get that nice long clear, and they're going to be able to transition no problem, because that's always something they're 100% ready to go on. Someone will be up there out of that midfield to get the ball back into a neutral position. So I think that's really your starting block for Vitality here in game 2. Find a way to get those nice long clears.
Well, as we get into game number 2, Vitality, despite being the favorites of the match, trailing in the games, looking to bounce back. Alpha into this corner. Take it off the wall. Fairy Peak on the flank, and the pass comes straight to him. No, actually, it's in front of him. The camera fools me. Depth perception. Now Devo go to the midfield. K-Dot to the side, and Noli counters it back into the center. Here's though challenging, wins that one. It's gonna bounce into the orange box. Fairy Peak will try to get the clear, but Guild constantly with the reads here, and then some chaos on the wall for Vitality. Not gonna spell anything too difficult though, as they get some space afterwards. K-Dot's challenge in the midfield. Gonna set it up for Fairy Peak. Alpha having to fall back now, getting zoned out by Devo. He's able to block Noli though, and the block on the follow-up. Excellent placement there. And Alpha's able to work around it, no problem.
That was an amazing play from Alpha. Definitely getting forced up the wall by the oncoming attackers, and he just made a hard left cut to be able to dive straight down. And the only shot he really gave the defense was all the way to the right side of the net, and they weren't expecting it. Dished out to K-Dot off the backboard, down back in front, and he will turn it in for the first goal.
K-Dot's had a few moments of inaccuracy in game number 1, and this one just good enough. Able to follow up his own touch there after about 4 bounces, puts it in, and Vitality now on the board. Fairy Peak off the kickoff. Takes it to the corner, neutralizes against Noli. K-Dot comes in, put pressure on though. Alpha as well onto the backboard. All 3 players from Vitality touching this one, but none of them making it to the box. Devo gonna try and stretch for this one, and a miss from the Vitality offense. 2 of them in a row give though presence, and he'll get that ball all the way to the enemy corner. Alpha with a carry, counters it all. Now back onto the backboard. Though out, Noli gets airborne before he can get bumped. And 2 touches sends it the length of the field for Guild.
Gotta be careful if you're Vitality here. Don't want to make a poor touch right now. And this little bit of time from Alpha is critical. What does he do with it? And that's a good move there. Just take it up into the air dribble and see if you make something happen.
Devo blocks. Nolly will pick it up and give it to Though. Blast to the backboard. K-Dop counters well. Devo will try to go for the ground carry, but he gets it past 2 players, sets it up for Nolly off the backboard. Follow from Though. Airborne drop to the box, but blocked by Alpha. Now Fairy Peak versus Devo, and it'll be all Fairy Peak despite the demolition. Though and Nolly on top of each other. Strange kind of defensive clear double commit. And K-Dop will try to get it back to midfield. Alpha with a bit of space takes to the sky. Now up against Though. Can't get it past him. And Devo will quickly turn on this one. Try and collapse on it. He's got Nolly moving in behind him. K-Dop versus Though is onto the backboard uncontested. Here's Nolly to keep this one high. Devo very far back in the field. There won't be the follow-up shot, and Alpha should gain control on this as we've crossed halftime.
Now, if you remember the Galaxy Racer series versus Guild yesterday, this feels very similar for Vitality as Galaxy Racer was looking. Really just forced into keeping it close, getting those one-touch air dribbles over the top of the first man, but not really having the ability to find the follow-up. And like I said, I think that really is an area where Vitality is a little bit stronger than Galaxy Racer. So surprised to see them not quite have the positioning to be a little more aggressive yet.
Fairy Peak out of his corner. Long touch to the end. Though picks up his corner boost. Maybe trying to connect with Nolly here. They were definitely trying to get to that pinch, but intercepted by Vitality. Fairy Peak tries to do his best, but then gives the ball to Devo. Nolly going to try and chase this one down and create pressure on the corner. Though coming in, all 3 players from Guild in enemy territory. Here's Alpha. Popping one. K-Dop chasing this one onto the wall. He's got lots of space and time. Tries to give it to Alpha, but sends it over the top of his teammate. Alpha will adjust on the wall. Only 1 goal in game number 2 is for Vitality as they have nearly tied up the series here. Just got to hold on for another 50 seconds.
Well, this one really is a stalemate. I don't really think that Vitality is trying as hard as they can to force Guild off. And it's got a lot of space to work with here for both teams. Finally, maybe chance for K-Dop to put one away, but just off the line. And Devo with 30 seconds left. What do you do if you're Guild? You need one.
Oh, the pass to Though, but Though closely shadowing Devo. Now Nolly finds the angle, nearly puts it in, but it bounces over both of his secondary players here. Devo not able to gain control. The clear game too strong from Vitality. Now the pass again, double tap from Nolly over 90. He's insane.
Oh, man. Talk about hitting one with force. Nolly, that's a strong catch, and that is a surgeon's approach to drop that one in the top right corner. Oh, man. Nolly, what a shot.
That was wild. Nolly has been the backbone of the Guild offense in this series. And with that, it looks like overtime is likely. Fairy Peak trying.
Block.
Nolly blocks another one.
Oh, and it's down.
Pass to Though, and it gets blocked by the front line defense. Devo will try to trap it. No, backs off on it. Overtime in game 2.
Oh, man, you're real irritated if you're Vitality, but you know that Nolly absolutely deserved that one. You can't be frustrated with him hitting that shot, and he's trying to go under a couple of defenders, and Though actually might have put Devo in an awkward position here. This is a good chance for Vitality.
Oh, demolition, big help. Nolly takes over. Sends it awkwardly to the corner, and now Fairy Peak not going to get a foot onto it. Devo's up for this one, calls off his team. Up against Alpha, can't get the read on him, though. Fairy Peak, the pass. K-Dop prowling in front. He'll back off, but Devo on the big flank here. They'll pick up the back boosts, and if they can just get the clears, they could have an extended pressure on offense.
Nice.
Though underneath, too. Up against K-Dop. It's neutral to the side. Devo's got an opportunity, but taking too long to read it. K-Dop's already up. Now Nolly with a lot of space onto the side here. I think he did get the flip reset.
Oh, he
wasn't able to really use it. Or used it to get back onto the ground. First minute here, exciting stuff in overtime as Devo's going to try and pass to Though.
And Devo was also thinking about bumping any Vitality players who were trying to jump from the goal to block that one, and that's not that bad of an approach because they've definitely had no trouble boxing Vitality in towards their own net throughout this entire series, and they're getting a couple boost steals here, and this is the real pressure might start right here depending on what Devo does.
He's going to take it out into the middle. Great play to give him his team options, but K-Dop has to jump up and cover it. Now Fairy Peak on the wall. Dumps it midfield, but can't stay behind the ball. Alpha We'll get it past Doe, who was aggressive on his blocks. Open net here. No, Noli in the back of it as K-Dop gets the drop shot of a lifetime for the winning game 2.
You can feel this one coming. As soon as Devo hit that one off the ceiling, they were expecting that to be a clear upward to Tho. And Nolly knew. He was like, oh boy, gonna have to save something. K-Dop with no boost in the tank, though, after he went up to go get that second touch. He really kind of locked himself into a trajectory. Turns out he read it perfect. Spiked it right into the top of the net.
Yeah.
And that is a perfect finish for Vitality.
Definitely an easy shot to miss, and K-Dop did not at all. Got both the goals here for Vitality in game number 2, as well as a savior medal. What was this? 9 saves the Team Vitality put up here in this game. Quite the comeback, and honestly though, Guild made a series out of it. Noli's shot, he's had so many spectacular moments in this series.
Yeah, in just 10 minutes, that guy's made up a significant portion of what should be the entire series highlight reel. That guy is on fire, it would seem, but not enough to stop Vitality. They got it in early, they held the lead long enough, and of course, like we've been talking about in the green room during the off series, we're like, you know, K-Dop's he's looking pretty good in form we haven't seen him in a long time. So it's good to see him really start finding the back of the net again. And right now, it ties up the series.
Well, extending things to at least game 6 or 5. Game 5. I can do math. Here's the setup from Guild. Noli will just put in the pressure on. A pass got through the backboard defense, and Noli's able to get him on the board here first in game 3.
Yeah, this really was just an awkward one. Fairy Peak too far up on the goal line. If he was in the net, he gets to that no problem and tips it to the corner, but he's just too far forward and doesn't have a good line on it with K-Dop, so they kind of double commit and don't have a good clear, and the only guy left is like, I cannot save this.
A good 1-2-1, a give and go. Fairy Peak now out to K-Dop on the outside. Third man flanking around, but Fairy Peak prowling in front of the goal, just tries to pop it himself. Blocked by Tho. K-Dop will trap this one half, rotate over the top of Noli, but bumped off the ball. Fairy Peak extends it over the top. Is the third there? Alpha's trying, but he's too far back and he gotten demoed, so there won't be a way for him to reach what was otherwise a completely open free goal.
Oh man, and Tho really playing a dangerous game, taking that ball on the dribble down is off the line. Tho getting real aggressive, tips it down for Nolly, and how about that recovery from Alpha? Way to put Devo in a tough spot here.
Oh, Fairy Peak gonna crowd this corner with him. Devo gets it through all 3 players. K-Dop will have time to get back to the ball, but here comes Guild now. Tho in the air to try. Man, that was on target too. Blocked by Fairy Peak at the point of contact. Now Alpha versus Noli. Neutralized straight down, and K-Dop comes from the backfield to put the pressure on and clear it out of his half. Tho quickly counters him. Wins the challenge against Alpha. Looks for the bump on Fairy Peak, but can't quite reach it. Back and forth play from these teams.
This is awkward to handle, though, for Guild. Really playing on the razor's edge. If anything, it feels like Vitality's the one that's coming up with the better counterattack chances, but at the same time, Guild has the lead. They know that being aggressive and being first to the ball, or at least meeting them at the same time, is overall going to be better than them than giving Vitality space, so I think they're willing to take that risk.
Devo with a bit of space here. K-Dop closing on it quickly, though. All 3 players in this corner for Vitality. Tho dumps it to the midfield. Alpha quickly counters. Devo will kill this one and then chase it down for a second touch over the top of Fairy Peak, and then Tho just takes the shot. Alpha gets up in time. Nice reaction. What a setup in the midfield. Guild just firing from anywhere on the pitch.
What were you saying?
K-Dop gets it. Tho sets it up. Devo to try and tuck it in the corner. K-Dop has to flip for it, and Noli gets zoned out by Alpha. And now the counterattack. Fairy Peak and Alpha on this edge. Oh no, man. This completely blasts through him. Is it in? No, it's wide, and K-Dop will be able to send it to the corner, but pressure from Guild over and over again.
The best part about this wave is you made a point a couple weeks ago is the best thing to do if you want to be good at this game is always hit the ball with power towards the net. And that is exactly what Guild is doing right now, and it is actually putting Vitality in a couple of really weird positions.
They have you're just surprised by how much pro teams rely on the woodwork and the backboard to help set up their next rotation. If they have to put a bumper on it in their back third, it just is one more touch they were hoping they wouldn't have to make. Also, hey, eventually maybe they don't do it. You get a goal out of it. 1:58 on the clock here, and Guild holding on to a lead as Fairy Peak blocks another one. Then we'll take the corner boost. Devo up to challenge. Wins that one onto the backboard, and Fairy Peak should have this, but cleared dead center. Tho puts it to the backboard again. Alpha to the side, though with the read, dumps it in the
Oh,
pocket.
there!
And he actually grabs it and shoves it in the net. 2-0 Guild.
Who jumps for this? What are you thinking that is gonna do? That is so far away, and he gets the block? Oh, Nolly, I love the dive. It's just
into double coverage. There's two goalies.
No reverse gear Guild, man. They're just going.
Hold W, I love it. Though off of his backboard to Devo, the outfield pass and is broken up by Alpha. K-Dop will try to find Fairy Peak, but right now Guild is all over him. Noli gets this one. And the double tap. You're kidding. He's so good.
We said he's on fire. Why not turn another one in? Look at this catch. Got the flip reset, and that's off the backboard, so it means Alpha can't actually make the stop. And then hit it again with the extra bit of power right at him before he has time to recover. Woohoo!
Oh my goodness. I mean, if you show me this game and ask who's the better team, I mean, it's Noli. Noli's the better team right now, but Alpha to the outside now as they try to see if they can come back at this at all. Just get a little bit of momentum back on their side, but they're looking for goal number 4. K-Dop will break that up. They'll onto the backboard. Alpha's there to the corner, and the reads. We're gushing over Noli's accuracy as he wins another one. There's two things we haven't mentioned that much, and it's A, their reads on where Vitality's putting the ball, and B, their wins in the challenge department. Every time we're seeing Vitality try to get this out of their half, Devo wins it off the wall. They'll win it while retreating back to the blue. Constantly, Guild is gaining ball control.
There's those nice big clears from Vitality that you like to see force Guild to have to reset and come at you, so you have a little more time to work with, and you have a chance to see if Vitality can get anything going. But 30 seconds, 3 goals down. Oof, this is a rough one if you're Vitality.
Yeah, no, game 3 all but over here, as Fairy Peak will try just to get a little bit of momentum back on their side, get a goal for the road, something to remind yourselves you can score. It has been a while. 12 seconds left, though. The game will be over, and Guild will take that lead in the series back. Best of 7, though, so still 2 away.
Long way to go.
K-Dop cross 1. Alpha gonna reach for this one, and Noli will get in the way just one last time. Devo, you want to put the pressure on here? Oh, they were looking. Hey, let's wrap back around. Let's go for one more goal. Put the nail in the coffin. I love it. Guild there. Roar back in game 3.
How does Noli not end up with with MVP here? Clearly, Tho putting in the work as we're too busy being stunned with all the shots from Noli. 3 assists though, 5 shots and 1 save for Tho, and Devo, of course, having to play a significant midfield presence in terms of breaking up some counterattacks from Vitality. Early on in that game, I thought it looked okay, actually, for Vitality. I was like, they're actually getting the counterattacks, but they stopped them. And then after about, I don't know, the 3-minute mark, I don't remember Vitality really getting out of their half that much.
Yeah, I mean, Vitality doesn't remember it either. They only had 4 shots. And surprisingly, only 5 saves to the 9 shots again. 4-9 again, the shot line here. Same as game number 1. And yeah, though they're definitely very aggressive. He only has 18 more personal score than Noli. It's super close margin, but the 3 assists and then putting on a bunch of shots as well, and just general ball control. And I think that this does speak to this personal score line of though taking MVP does speak to the midfield control we were talking about of like as Vitality's trying to move out of their half, they're trying to dribble it out. Though was constantly one of the players taking that ball away from them, not just neutralizing the ball, but putting it very favorably back into the orange in a place where his team could move up and take shots. So those sorts of challenges, super productive challenges, huge part of what gave Guild that win.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I mean, when you're able to stop Vitality coming out of their own half at any time for any significant portion of time, I think you're doing an excellent job. And they absolutely earned that victory in game 3. There's no question about that. So I kind of entered into that game saying Vitality need to find a way to get the long clears, and they did not happen. And you saw the result.
Well, even when they did, there was already a third man far enough back just to find the counter.
Make a big play, yeah.
Yeah, very well covered from Guild on the defense. So we'll slow play this one under 1. Alpha pops it, but Fairy Peak cleared out from in front of his goal. Devo now with a bit of space. Fairy Peak gets back in time to get it off to the corner. K-Dop just grounded in his goal, and finally they'll get a ball past Noli. Play to the edge, all 3 players. Vitality advancing onto offense. Here's Alpha. Onto the backboard, Fairy Peak wants to turn. You could see him trying to, and finally he does from his front third. But though, winning the challenge against Alpha, Ferry and K-Dop right on top of each other, and Noli wins the challenge. A lot of power on the ball. Won't immediately turn into a shot. But here comes Devo onto the backboard, uncontested, and then Ferry Peak will stretch for this over the top of though. But again, the long clear immediately countered by Noli.
Which is fine. The long clear and giving up possession is fine. It's all about how they stop Guild from coming back the other way, because what Vitality really needs is the time to grab boost and the space to operate with on defense so they can really get back into a rhythm. Because kind of looking at Vitality, it feels like whenever they actually get ball control, they kind of lose a little step in where they think their teammate is going to do something and they're not expecting something, so they kind of squander a chance to keep pressure up.
K-Dop out to Alpha, and Alpha misses off the wall. K-Dop's able to cover it up for him, and here comes Ferry Peak actually beating all the...
Nice. That was a nice touch from Vitality out into the corner. Unfortunately for them, they really didn't have enough people to just keep cycling through and take the shot. K-Dop trying to get the big block, but no dice as Nolly to himself off the backboard. That's a nice tip up, but the only people there are going to be Vitality, and a lot of space to work with here. And Tho again with another big block, aggressive out of the midfield, trying to keep things locked into that Vitality half. And a push for Ferry Peak, immediately met. Pass forward for Vitality. Tho trying to work a little bit of space and off the sidewall, looking for a little help, and that's where we're talking about them kind of losing a step where they're just not there, and they almost get counterattacked, pings off the post, and just outside of halfway through, Vitality get away with one.
And just, again, always shooting on target. Just force the defense to play. That one just wide and it went in. That was goal number one. Here's K-Dop up against the defense, blocked by Tho. And Noli now racing it to the edge. Alpha doesn't touch it. Here's Devo, puts it on target, and Alpha gets off the wall to block it, though. We'll slow this down. And gets a touch over the top of K-Dop. You're kidding me. Here's Devo off the wall, set up for Noli, but Noli going to be taking his time getting it, and still, no way. He's too far back. How in the world does he block this?
You know, this whole thing goes back to that extra touch from Tho as he got that read as that ball was coming back to him off the ceiling. If he doesn't beat Ferry Peak right there, Vitality breaks out and you kind of enter into that battle for possession. But Tho winning that one challenge and then able to hang that ball right in front of the middle gave Nolly that extra time to run back, grab boost, race all the way back through the pitch, take a shot.
That was wild. I genuinely, I mean, you described how it happened there, but the fact that Noli was so far back that the shot was so delayed and still actually found the back of the net. Mind-blowing stuff here as Guild tries to play massive upset. Devo to the edge. And Noli on the outfield pass to an open goal. The two-touch transition gives him a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, this is K-Dop trying to force something with Ferry Peak, and Alpha is caught at the midfield line with no boost, thinking he has a little extra time, and boy, was he proven wrong. So, minute 47, Guild up 2. We've seen this before a couple times.
We have this. The game is definitely not over, but Vitality currently trailing in the series, and were they to drop this match or drop this map, they would give Guild match point. No, they want to stay away from that. Here's Ferry Peak trying, though, blocks him. Devo to Tho, high on the wall, and Alpha counters back in front of the box. Ferry Peak, nice extension.
Need that block. Oh, can't get it.
Man. Devo doing work, and yeah, Ferry Peak just not quite able to get to the ball. And again, it's these challenges, a double commit from Ferry Peak and K-Dop. I put them a little bit out of position, and Devo's going to try and put the pressure on here, slowing it down. Alpha gets it through him, but Tho just keeps the ball high. The ball has been near the ceiling for the last 20 seconds. Nearer the ceiling than it has the ground. It's just constantly lofted. This guy's playing at the world's edge. Tho wraps it back around. Finally, the ball will touch the ground. But with 43 seconds left, this game more and more looking like completely Guild's ball game.
Oh, you're kidding.
Oh, nearly.
And you know, I think you're right, because this whole time I've been thinking, you know, the long clear is the key to success. Alpha just trying to muscle one through a couple of defenders, but clearly that's not proven to be effective. So you got to go to the other end of the spectrum. Your clears either need to be passes, or you got to start bringing it close, keep those air dribbles tight, or maybe get that ball onto the ground and force some challenges and see if you can find a way out that way, because I don't feel like Guild are going to really concede anything anymore with those long clears, because Vitality just hasn't been able to stop the the immediate pushback from Guild at the midfield line after getting that long clear.
And here at the very end of the game, when they needed to burn time, Guild slow that ball down and just keep it near their hoods. Which like usually teams, when they need to win a game, they're clearing into the enemy corner saying, hey, go fetch, go pick up that ball, bring it back to me. But Guild so confident in their challenge game right now and their ability to win the 1v1s, and rightfully so. They say, hey, the ball's on my hood, come take it from me. You can't. And Vitality couldn't. It was a crazy game, and Guild now one game away from the lower bracket finals.
And this has been quite a series from Guild. I mean, the last 5 times these guys have played, Vitality's come out on top. The last time Guild beat Vitality, Winter Grid won. Week 1 of Winter Grid. It feels like forever ago.
That was forever.
And then beyond that, you got to go back to Fall Grid. So Guild really does not come out in front of Vitality very often, especially in recent history. And Guild definitely looking like they're going to be the ones to take it so far. But if this was best of 5, that would be the case. But it's no easy task to shut down Vitality. You know, if there is any team where you never count them out down 1-3 in a best of 7, I would say it's Vitality.
Vitality, yeah. There's almost at no point that I write off Vitality. As they set this one up, K-Dop shoots at an empty net, and they get the first goal of Game 5.
Well, this one pretty self-explanatory. Kind of stalemate in there in the midfield, and Fairy Peak just with the perfect challenge. Make sure that Guild can't push that ball out to the side wall. If it punches to the left, you've probably got people there, and best case scenario, it just stops right there on the floor for K-Dop.
An early goal. Vitality going to try to continue here. Fairy Peak changing cars, moving off the Batmobile and over to the Fennec.
It feels like that little bit of extra height may help him in the challenge game. The length is good for the power, but if he feels like he's just getting beat over the top, then Fennec's not a bad choice.
There's Noli and K-Dop. Go neutral. Alpha to the outside. Devo gonna fall back and retreat on this one. Get the block. And then faked off the second touch, but no harm, no foul, as though gets it to the midfield, gets it through Alpha, but Fairy Peak right there. Devo wins the challenge. This one's on target, and K-Dop reaches for it. Not only going to try and put pressure on him, but doesn't quite make contact with the ball. Now Fairy Peak to Alpha.
Oh, what a play.
Outside the goal. Devo versus K-Dop on the wall. Devo will win. Those already up for it. Sends it to the backboard. Fairy Peak awkwardly will make contact, but Devo now trying to set it up in front of the goal, trying to get it under Alpha, does so, but K-Dop covers up that option and gets it back to midfield.
Oh man, Vitality seeming like they want to play a little tighter to each other here, see if they can get some quicker follow-ups to these challenges.
Devo into the corner, Fairy Peak with a clear. Though now across the field, Noli waits for it. Kind of awkwardly loses control of the ball, but K-Dop doesn't gain it rightfully enough. Now Noli will zone Fairy Peak off the ball. Fairy Peak just hits his brakes for a second and then all gas again. Gets to Alpha. Though with a clear. 3:16 left
play
on the clock.
Risky play from K-Dop there, tipping that into the air. It's kind of it depends on what you're trying to accomplish, but generally the safer play is just tip that back into your own corner, or if you can, just punt it to the other side, as nobody in the middle there for Guild for once, and now it's kind of a 2-on-1 back the other way. Alpha doesn't have the cleanest catch on the pass, though, and we will reset.
Devo was looking for Fairy Peak in net, but didn't find him. That was the attempt there. It wasn't actually supposed to be a pass shot. As it comes back down, though, dumps it into the box. K-Dop there. Alpha sets up behind him. Next to the ball, beats Devo. Noli, though, with lots of space, looking for another double tap, and actually nailed it, but Fairy Peak blocks him. Follow-up is just wide from Though, and we still have Vitality with a 1-goal lead.
Really trying to put that right inside that right post from Though, just off the mark, and something they needed because they are down for once. Guild not been playing from behind too often in this series, and that demo on K-Dop will potentially stall a lot of pressure, especially with the Alpha miss. That puts Fairy Peak in a terrible spot. And Noli, I think Vitality very happy Noli did not get the cleanest lead forward with that touch.
Yeah, no, it was the play was looking bad up until Noli's touch. And now here comes a follow-up, Though blocks it. Devo committed on it as well, though. Fairy Peak onto an open net. Devo blocks him on the top corner. Now Fairy Peak trying to back pass possibly, but nobody's in his backfield. And now Devo will catch this one. He's got Though and Noli in front of him. Noli falls back. Devo's going to try and do this all himself. Onto the backboard. Alpha's to chase this. Extends it off the corner, but Noli back across the field. K-Dop with lots of space. Will just blast it to the blue backboard. 1:29 on the clock. Still only one goal. That first kickoff score from Vitality. As K-Dop and Fairy Peak work this one through two. Noli tangled up in net. He's lucky that one wasn't on target. And now a flip reset. Doesn't need it.
He stuffed it.
He stops that one. Though actually puts this in against two defenders. Tie game.
Nolly gets a fake flip reset there, pulls Alpha up, and somehow just jams Alpha's challenge. And Though, able to correct from his previous attempt, this time squeezes it right in between a defender and the wall.
That's such a hard shot from Though. It seems simple, but the defensive positioning to somehow place it to the post, but out of reach of two defenders who are facing that direction. Well done. I just think maybe they got surprised that he even took the shot. It's very big, puts this one on target. Noli blocks it and gets it over the top of K-Dop. Here's Devo looking for the dribble game. Off to the corner. It's up to Fairy Peak here as Devo will just send it to the edge. Off to the outside, and K-Dop comes back in from the rotation. Though with pressure, puts it on target, and K-Dop's got to stop it. It's behind Fairy Peak. Now Noli to try and chase this one down. Into the midfield. Alpha pass two. Though with a block, and Noli to try and block the follow-up. K-Dop stalls this and then chases it himself, but Though over the top of him. Now up against Fairy Peak. Gets a wheel onto it, now to the outside. 30 seconds left. A tie game.
Fairy Peak, you need to control this ball. Yep, bring it down. Unfortunately, he actually skipped it a little hard, and Vitality forced to maybe play this a little quicker than they'd like.
Alpha. The attempt. Fairy Peak puts it in! Oh my goodness! Did he bump him out of net?
We'll take a look at it again, but that's a great catch on the sidewall, able to slow it down, and yep, goodbye, Nolly. You pulled one out of the top of the net somehow earlier, so let's just make sure you can't do that this time.
Yeah, given where he was positioned, like parked next to the post facing the wrong direction, I don't think he was saving that anyways, but still, wonderful.
I'd believe it.
Yeah, a way to follow through there from Alpha. With 8 seconds left now, Guild needing to find a way to equalize. They've got presence. Can they hold on to it? Though to the outside for Noli. Alpha's there, stops it, and Devo will catch it. Holds on to it, pops over two, but no, there's the long clear. This makes the job much more difficult. And Noli will get back in time, but he doesn't have time to get the mid boost. Though off the wall here, and Alpha will just put it on. No way, he's there. Flicks it over one.
Oh my gosh.
Wall. K-Dop, Devo! He made me believe. Made me believe for a second, but Vitality come back in game 5 and get the win.
Oh, Nolly made such a great read too, recognizing the fake. He was like, okay, this is just gonna get, you know, poked down to the floor, and he caught that so clean. I really thought Devo was just gonna rip that into the right side.
I believed. I really did believe for just a moment that he was going to be able to make that one happen there. And honestly, the way that they kept that ball alive, they had it in. It was in the right orange corner when the clock expired. They kind of move it around in front of the goal, and then it gets blasted to their left corner, and somehow they got another attempt on net. Excellent 0-second play there from Guild. But Vitality do stave off defeat in that moment and get us to game 6.
And a nice couple of plays from Fairy Peak to set up that nice early lead. 5 seconds in, a kickoff goes their way, and then after that, Vitality is just had to weather the storm. Really, this one felt a little more even, excuse me, than the rest of the series. I think it's really kind of been Guild in the driver's seat, but this one, I think less shots in general and more just okay. Now we're getting, you know, it's fighting for possession and seeing if you can make something happen. And if that continues, I think that will favor Vitality, because that kind of means that Guild is gonna have to find something else other than just turn and challenge and put one right on target and see if it works.
And I think that Guild having the lead gives them a lot of confidence in the ability to just play that aggression that we saw in game 3. The Vitality getting the lead very early on allowed them to turtle up, hunker down, and not have to be as aggressive on offense. Just play clean rotations, don't ever get caught on defense. As a fake from Noli will open up a little bit of an opportunity, but K-Dop's right there, and no one else from Guild was present. Now Devo on the wall. K-Dop wins another challenge, keeps this ball in the blue. Now up against Alpha. This one pinches out to Fairy Peak and neutralizes against Devo, but though, lots of space, sends it to the sky, all the way to the orange. And now a second touch will go neutral. Devo here up against Fairy Peak. He's got enough boost to chase this one down and double tap it in. Devo scores the first goal.
You could feel it coming. This one just popped straight up from a challenge at the midfield line. Devo won the race, and it was all about K-Dop. Can you reach it? Answer no. Make it 1 for Guild.
There's that first goal. Do Guild light it on fire and put the rest of this game to bed? Or can Vitality come back to life playing from behind once again? Alpha on the outside. Noli here getting challenged by K-Dop. K-Dop gets the demolition onto him, but not before the clear. Now Fairy Peak through 2. No defender home. Noli comes in from the respawn and blocks Alpha. Now Devo extends it to enemy territory. Noli is going to drop it back to Devo. The defense is completely amok. Alpha manages to get back up off the ground before they can put in a second goal, but what a setup.
Back pass, yep. And Guild hold on to possession after that. Whole thing too, and they fake one out, and he stiff arms him right in the middle. Throw the slow shot to the right side, but he overdoes it, and man, Guild really feels like it's on the edge of turning in a goal that could really crush Vitality's morale. Yeah. Because Vitality knows that, you know, shots have been coming at a premium for them this series, and they went down 2. That would have been devastating.
I'm telling you, man, the power of feeling like we're in the lead. Let's go. Let's not just score a goal. Let's get on the top 5. That was like every attempt they've had has been like, oh, but can you imagine if it went in? Noli drops another one on the backboard. K-Dop's got it this time, but though keeps the pressure into the corner and then backs off for boost. Fairy Peak will get a great clear, and K-Dop extends it to the corner, but though is right there on his retreat back, and he'll just hold on to it, carried over the top of his own goal, and then straight over towards Fairy Peak and Alpha. Both of them had read that play, and so that'll give them an opportunity. Here's this one pitches into the goal. That's a tie game.
Unlucky if you are Guild here. I mean, K-Dop is really just kind of tracking this ball back the other way and happens to get fortunate that Devo, his challenge was coming from the wrong side of the ball. He wasn't keeping himself between K-Dop and the net. He tried to just steal the ball, and K-Dop just had too much car in front of that.
Really difficult calculation for the defender. Now Alpha's going to look to double tap it, but Devo has other ideas. Noli gets it around K-Dop, and then back to Though. They'll extend this. Nice play onto an empty backboard. Those going to try for this double commit out of the goal, but they get lots of power onto it, and Noli on the back line has to pick it up. Now up against Alpha. Flip reset, doesn't use it. That'll get it past Alpha, but drops it straight on the Fairy Peak's hood, so they'll get the ball back. Vitality now trying to advance on offense. Devo under 1. Stalled out by Fairy. Now Though, long touch. Alpha to the corner. With 2 minutes left, Vitality have taken away that powerful 1-goal lead. Looking to get the lead themselves. Here's Though. Takes the long swoop to bait out defenders. K-Dop, though, luckily off the backboard gets the stop. Here's Noli, though. Lot tries to drop down for this one. He understood that he respected Alpha, was going to get that one, and bailed on the shot.
Always the good play there. Don't force something if you know you're more than likely beat. It's just going to waste time and put more pressure on your teammates to make a solid play. And always better to have the stability to strike from a much better position, as K-Dop forced to just dump the ball away.
I've seen Guild a few times here. Just brilliant setups, but it's only a 2-man press, so there's no one there to make the shot. It sort of makes you wonder if this would be a different series or a different game situation. If they, again, when they have that 1-goal lead, I feel like they're willing to send all 3 players. But here in the tie game, they play more safe.
Well, make it not tied anymore. Look at this dish from Alpha from the corner, and K-Dop, this is a tight line to score this one on.
Look at that. Oh, beautiful. It's so easy to hit the crossbar there. It's so easy to put it on the backboard, but he just drops it nice and underneath with less than a minute left. Vitality back on top and looking to send us to Game 7.
Tip your cap to Alpha, too. Popping that one off the floor out into the middle there. Not easy. And like you said, they just don't go away.
Oh, K-Dop up against Devo. Fakes him out. Then tries to fake out 2 more. Gets a bolt combined. Fairy Peak puts in a 2nd goal.
See, that's why you love Vitality, because K-Dop, eventually, you know he's just going to make him look silly, and you can bet that if anyone's going to be right next to K-Dop ready for anything to come his way, it's Fairy Peak. They've been playing together so long now that it feels like they just put this one away, and let's go see Game 7.
Undefeated duo for a long time. There had never, this stat might still stand that Fairy Peak and KDOP have never lost a doubles tournament.
I believe it.
26 seconds left. Guild got their work cut out for them in Game 6, or we are going to Game 7. Tournament lives on the line for both teams as Fairy Peak tries to put pressure on. 15 seconds left. It's up to Though here, wins the challenge, but Devo's falling back. Noli tries to get it out to Though here, give themselves an opportunity with 10 seconds left. Fairy Peak will hold on to it and burn as much time as he can in his back third. Gets it past Devo, and that's the game. Fairy Peak gonna push it into the blue. Nothing Though can do now. We'll change the outcome. We're going to Game 7. Vitality are alive and well.
Even. This one about as even as you could ask for between these two teams. You know, they have the same shot count at 4. Oh, well, I guess Guild got one more right at the end. Okay, fair enough. But to be honest, all bets are off in Game 7. It feels like, you know, Guild, like you were talking about, that lead gives them that little bit of extra confidence, but you have to think about why they're not able to press. And a lot of that is how they've played the series as a whole. You know, it really kind of has been a lot of that two-man press and willing to put a lot of pressure on that third man who has to stay back, either because they're grabbing boost or just not wanting to be overly aggressive. And I think that they're completely fine trying to force a two-man approach. Even if it doesn't necessarily always have the power, because what are the odds that you really get it into a situation against Vitality where you need more than 2, right? So
and this is the threat of Vitality. That, like, okay, so you send all 3 people. What's one of the things we've seen Vitality do over and over again? The long clear game, the long shots from their own half. At the moment you start consistently sending all 3 people, you leave your back third completely open to that sort of attack. So they can't afford any one style consistently. They have to keep the mixture up, and that's what Vitality forces out of teams. The ball's been delivered. We're ready for Game 7. One of these teams moving forward in the bracket and one going home in 4th place.
Tight one. This would be crushing for Guild after playing so well all series, but Vitality definitely going to be left feeling a little drained after this one for sure. They really got put through the ringer one way or the other.
Alpha out, Fairy Peak's there, none of them are up for it. Vitality's got the lead.
Diving play from Fairy Peak out of the midfield. Though trying to get a little more distance on it, and he lost the race to Alpha, cutting all the way across the field just to keep the pressure going. And Vitality kind of giving Guild a little taste of their own medicine there.
As we get in, 20 seconds left. 20 seconds left? 20 seconds in. Wait, punk. Noli gonna make a miss. Here's Fairy Peak up against Devo, and KDOP will try to recover on this ball. Now Devo pressing, Guild trailing, a place that they have struggled in this series. Gonna have to dig deep and find the clutch power. As Alpha wraps this in front of the goal and then chases it himself to target, and Alpha does it all alone.
Hello, Alpha. What is this? I mean, he really just goes and somehow that ball just kicks perfectly for him, and to not even be, you know, thrown off by how quick that just pings off his car and around the net, just instantly jump towards the goal. And that guy's talk about putting in the work in the lab to know how that one was going to play out.
Wow, to conserve his momentum too, somehow stay fast there. Usually a challenge like that, you lose a lot of speed, but he manages to stay supersonic so he can catch up to that ball and put in a second goal. Looking for goal number 3. It's not even a minute in, achieves.
Whoo, boy. And now you are terrified. Though that's not a bad touch. Except when your teammate that it's intended for gets turned into smoke and ash, then it's awful. And Vitality, like you said, we're 59 seconds in, and this one is not looking good.
This is the biggest lead. The game 3, Guild had a 3-goal lead. It took them the whole game to put up that lead. And if there's any maybe silver lining to the situation, it is that Guild has 4 whole minutes to come back into this game. But still, you gotta slow them down. Get a goal quickly here to even out this momentum.
Yep.
KDOP and Alpha gonna connect. Going back to KDOP. The shot was there, and Noli knew it, but got it through 2. Oh, Devo demolished.
Huge demo from Fairy Peak. I mean, KDOP makes an errant touch like that, and you're thinking, great, here's the chance to press, and then the one guy who can put the pressure on gets demoed. Ooh, frustrating.
Alpha And this guy up against Devo, got the flip reset, puts it high. Devo can't touch it. Kaida puts in goal number 4. They're off to the races.
Look at this scoop from Alpha. Gets the flip reset here. Look at the late touch. And such a surprising amount of lift on that touch. Devo, try as you might, you were never going to reach that. Wow.
Achieves, we forgot. They took Fairy Peak and K-Dot to Champions Field.
The rookiest of rookie mistakes.
Oh, you don't take the champs here. 4 goals, 3 minutes left, and the game's nearly over. Vitality make it exciting throughout the whole series, but starting to just fire over and over again. Only they're going to try and collapse in this. Alpha with a back pass. K-Dop, of all people, takes control of that one, and Alpha then gets a second touch, and 2 touches later, it's back into the blue. Alpha shutting this down, though. Out to Noli, an opportunity, but shut down by Fairy Peak, and this touch actually forces Devo out to try and take control on his backboard. Here's K-Dop looking for a double tap. Noli takes it away from him. But Fairy Peak, more pressure. Alpha up again, and though gets the stop. Excellent defense from Guild, but defense means nothing to them at this point if they can't score.
It's like they only get stronger as it goes on.
Yes,
like you feel like you beat Vitality to a pulp in the first 3 or 4 games of this one, but then you didn't put them away in game 5. And then they battled back in game 6. And now you've used so much. And Vitality just keeps pressing harder and harder, and I don't even know where to go right now if you're Guild.
Nothing they're doing is working, and the thing that they had kind of consistently been able to rely upon, midfield challenges winning, they are now repeatedly getting beaten in the 1v1s. They will win that one. And Alpha just takes the ball away from him onto the wall, scoots it past Devo, upside, gets the flip reset, and though has to make a save off the backboard. With 1:30 left to go, Guild not even on the board. Here's Noli, trying to change that now. Excellent shot, delayed it, and Alpha gave him the space. Guild coming back maybe.
They finally catch Vitality, giving him a little bit of room to work with, and Noli, it's that little cut to the left that kind of gives Alpha pause because he can't cut down that angle fast enough, so he elects to kind of see where Nolly's going to place the ball, and that's when you get hit with that hard flick over your head.
1:19 on the clock. Alpha trying to immediately destroy any hope they had from that 1 goal. The pressure continues. Devo needs to hold on to this and trap it well. Flicks it high, maybe a little early, but Noli's there, puts it on target now. Alpha gets in the way. Follow up from Though, back in front of the box, trying to dump it to Devo. There he is, and it's off the crossbar. You cannot afford that. Right now, Vitality gets away with one, and Noli not able to make contact off the wall. Into the final minute, still down by 3. Guild starting to lose hope.
You're right. You couldn't afford hitting the woodwork there. Old Ironsides gives Vitality a way out, or at least the confidence to feel good in the lead. That is tough for Guild, especially considering that the shot actually came off an extra chance opportunity. That makes it even worse.
Oh, this one killed after 4 players touch it. I don't want to know how the physics works out on that, but 25 seconds left. An opportunity. Though sends it around all of the corner. Noli puts it in the middle, but both Though and Devo were falling back. There will not be a follow-up here. Fairy Peak gets it for free, and with 12 seconds left, so much effort put into it. If it was a best of 5, we're in a different situation, but it's a marathon, and Vitality have been here one too many times to let it slip away from them. They'll move on. Vitality versus Dignitas for the lower finals will be next.
Oh, man. What did we say back at the end of Game 3? If there's any team you don't count out, it's Vitality. And look at that.
That was
voila.
That was you, good sir. And yes, you are 100% correct. You thought, oh, 3 match points in a row. No way. Guild doesn't win one of them. There was a way, and that was the way we chose. Vitality here 4-1 in Game 7. The most dominant game of the day. The one that sends them through to the lower finals.
And what a play it was from all of them, especially, you know, I feel really Alpha and Fairy Peak really starting to step it up in those later couple of games with the pressure they were able to bring out of the midfield. You were pointing it out very nicely. The challenge game definitely going their way towards the end, and credit to them. I mean, if I was getting crushed by Guild like that, I would have been like, fine, good game. But they've won too many tournaments and too many grand finals and have too many accolades to just roll over.
Yes, no, it's there's so much, not just raw talent and mechanics on the Vitality roster, there's so much experience and knowing how to rally back in a best of 7 when you are been really put up against the wall. A huge testament of the excellent teams here in Rocket League as they take that one down. All right, so our lower semis are done. We now have just 2 more matches to go. Vitality versus Dignitas going to be the next match. We'll have that right after the break.